Thanks to Christine Russell and Shannon Grow, we're here at the Child Advocacy Center in Thibodaux. Please tell me a little bit about a typical experience here for the children and their guardians who bring them in.
Basically, we're sitting in the waiting area where the children first meet me, the forensic interviewer. Their experience would be as stress-free as we can possibly make it. I would introduce myself as into who I am and kind of give them a brief rundown as what's going to take place. Shortly after that, I would escort the child down the hall to our interview room where we would conduct the forensic interview with them. The forensic interview typically lasts, depending on the age of the child, roughly between 25 to 35 minutes, give or take a few. And then they'd be brought back to their parent or caregiver sitting up front with them.
Some counseling. Perfect.
So our goal always was, in the building that we had before, we were so limited. So we had our forensic interviews conducted there. Also, once a month, we have an MDT, multidisciplinary team meeting, when everybody who's involved in our cases come together, these confidential meetings to ensure that the child is receiving all of the services they possibly can receive. It's a staffing, so to speak. It also allows the prosecutor to ask any questions they have. And so we conduct those meetings monthly. What we always envisioned was a center that also provided counseling, because what we've learned over the years is that most of these children that come through, they and sometimes their families never get the counseling they need to kind of put their lives back together and move on. So in this new facility that had its first interview yesterday, it's still a work in progress, we now have the vision that we saw years ago where the children would come in and they could be interviewed here, but yet still provide to them counseling and services here in the same place that they had their interview.
Okay, this is where our law enforcement sits and monitors the forensic interview because the state requires that when I conduct a forensic interview that has any potential criminal element involved, that law enforcement has to monitor and be present. So this is where they monitor us. We can monitor the families on this left side. Every waiting area has a surveillance camera in it for the purpose of monitoring family interactions. Just to make sure it doesn't appear that anybody's being coerced or made to say anything that isn't true type of thing. This second camera, the bigger screen, is the actual interview room where they monitor the child and myself in the interview room. This equipment on the table is direct earphones with some really high definition type of microphones in there, and the detectives can communicate with me via a wireless communication system. So I never actually have to leave the room once I enter it. With the children, I'm in communication with detectives at all times. So if they ever have any questions for me to ask the child directly, they're welcome to do so through the equipment that we have here. Okay, and here is our interview room. Our interview room is set up to accommodate both young children and old, up to 16 years of age. And this is where the forensic interviews take place. The only people allowed in this room during the duration of an interview room is myself and the child. Our equipment stands here, our a video camera that actually captures both views, so no matter where the children sit, some of the little ones have a tendency to hop from big chairs to little chairs, with the high definition mics that I previously mentioned facing in this direction to capture all the sights and sounds in here.
Hi, I'm Christine Russell, Children's Advocacy Center of Lafourche. On behalf of myself, as Shannon Grow, the forensic interviewer, and Elizabeth Bro, board member, I would like to thank each and every one of you for your generous donation to our nonprofit. We have been still providing services to the children and families of Lafourche Parish during these trying times in this pandemic. And the reason we're able to do it is from generous donors like yourselves.